Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0. A disaster for Frank Lampard. Such a disaster that trending right now on social media are the words Fat Frank. Biscuit fingers in goal. Another calamity performance from him. Man like Fraudimus Prime is going to be fuming because the Chelsea mob are after him. And what do we see today? We saw a Chelsea team looking disinterested, not together, discombobulated. And we saw Kai Pereira and Timo Morata up front dropping absolute disaster classes. Chelsea fans have got far too ahead of themselves. They thought, they were supposedly Lampard had sussed Klopp out. Every Chelsea fan on the Football Terrace platform predicted they would finish above Liverpool this season. Every Chelsea fan, barring one on the Football Terrace community, said that Liverpool would finish between third, some even as low as fourth this season. I am no Liverpool fan by any stretch of the imagination, but the disrespect put towards them as a football team has been ridiculous over the course of this summer. Today, Jurgen Klopp absolutely slapped he hit Frank Lampard so hard. Frank Lampard just woke up and he thinks he's about to kick off in a West Ham game. He sent him back 2 decades with that beatdown in this game. I want your views. I want your opinions. Hit that like and share button right about now. But let's go. Yes. Welcome back. We've got Samuel, we've got O'Shea, we've got Stro. I thought I'd start with the Liverpool fans first of all because they just gave Chelsea a humbling lap. You know what I mean? They just absolutely brought them down a level or two from the level they were at. Chelsea fans have been the ones in the last 24 hours sending me pictures of Wilfried Zaha. Bro, you had £200 million worth of talent that died today. We'll go to Stro first on this. You stood there and endured their nonsense in the preview the other day and to the season about how they're going to finish in front of you, how you're scared of them, how they're going to batter you match week 2, they're going to kill you. How are you feeling right now after that comfortable victory over Chelsea?
Yo, tell Monster to come outside. Let's have this talk. Tell Monster to come outside. Tell Kai to come outside. Tell David, tell Jem to come outside. The absolute disrespect that Chelsea have shown this Liverpool side, this championship Liverpool side, utter disgusting. What a disgraceful performance from them. And I'm seeing in the group chat, well, you're not only beating us because we're down to 11 men. We're missing 4 key players. Have some shame. It's like, have a word with yourselves. You've bigged yourself up to put yourself in this position. All of you come outside and let's have this talk because I'm fully ready for every single one of you. Utter disgraceful performance at home. And I'm not being funny. It's showing the levels in it. Absolutely battered him. Like, Mane, unbelievable today. Fabinho at centre-back, unbelievable today. Everyone was talking about the pace of Werner. Yeah, he got the penalty, but apart from that, he didn't really do much in the game. Every single one of you was telling Trent to come outside, had a decent game. So it's like you can't really say anything to Liverpool in a minute. And if you've got anything to say, come on the show and say something because I'm fully ready for it.
Yeah, and they're going to be in there in a minute. What I will say about this, I didn't think Liverpool were that good by Liverpool standards today. I thought you were sort of a 6 out of 10 performance. But you still had, and Chelsea fans, this whole we've got some of us, Pulisic, I'll give you missing. But what's happened to Chelsea in the beginning of this season should have made them better. Everybody knows adding 6, 7, 8 new players to a first team takes time to gel. Through injuries and lack of fitness, they've been able to bleed Kai Havertz and Timo Morata in really, really slowly to their team. It's the majority of last season's squad, and they look so incoherent. They look like strangers out there. And that's 2 games running. They've looked that poor. Samuel, give us your opinions on the game, bro.
Some people need to get called out for the absolute rubbish that I heard before on when you had the cop man them coming in. You had the preview show. My God, you had people saying we will finish fourth. to be honest, I'm gonna leave that to the side because I'm already ready for Anita, David. I'm ready for them. But today's performance was brilliant. It wasn't as Terry, as you rightly said, it wasn't the best, but it was controlled. It was controlled from the first half. Even though we didn't score any goals, we stifled them. They were scared. They didn't even want to attack. That striker that they call Werner. Basically, the German Jamie Vardy. I'm even disrespecting Jamie Vardy. What the hell was that? Kai Havertz. I thought you lot were going to give him a debut. Where's his debut?
Bro, his game was so bad. It dragged off at halftime, and they can make the excuses we were down to 10 men, but he was dragged off at halftime. It was poor. O'Shea's with us as well. I mean, you've been on a lot of streams, O'Shea, where Liverpool. Like, I've bantered Liverpool all summer when I've had a chance to. But I still said you're winning the title. Like, let's put it absolutely right. Does it feel nice to shut the Chelsea fans up?
Yeah.
You said that. Is that all you got?
Terry, look, let me just say this. Stroll said it perfectly, yeah? Stroll said it perfectly, yeah? The point is, there's no excuse from Chelsea fans. There's none. Because on the Football Terrace show the other day, when Drifty and them were on the show, the Chelsea fans knew that Pulisic, Ziyech, and Chilwell wasn't going to be available for this Liverpool game because they weren't available for Brighton. They knew this, and yet now they're losing. They're backtracking on everything they said before, and they're coming with excuses. They knew these players weren't going to be available. And yet, when we told them as Liverpool fans, look, it's going to take time for Havertz and Werner to bleed in. None of them have played together. Frank's still unexperienced. They threw it back in our face and told us it doesn't matter. None of that matters. Look at Liverpool when they were behind City. They came up one season after signings and bridged that gap. We can do it. Liverpool have been found out. You've been on poor form for months. You Virgil van Maguire, Trent's a fraud. Firmino that. They violated every one of our players. And now they're losing, all in the chat. They're chatting all, have some shame. 4 of our players are out. I'm like, bruv, I'm calling Kai out, blood, because Kai was the guy. You was on the Terrace show, blood. You was on the Terrace show. You knew those 4 players weren't going to be available, and you talked smack. So
I don't know where the guys are at the minute. They've all got the link. What I'm going to say quickly is the guy here says, Terry, did you say Liverpool would come 3rd and United 2nd? No, I said Liverpool first, and I said if Man United signed a top left back, a central midfielder, and Sancho, then we'd come there. I said I'd reassess it. So there's no putting words in my mouth, but I put Liverpool coming first. We're going to add, we've got a few neutrals to this conversation in the background, Igal and KJ. We're going to add them in a bit. Who we're going to add in now is man like Monster, man like Prime, and man like David. Let's go.
Hi,
Monster, David, Prime, beat down, slapped, humbled, shut up. I mean, by the way, Dave, come on here last night smirking at me when United lost. You just dropped a huge L after all the gas that you gave at game week 2. How are you feeling right now, David?
I'm happy it was only 2-0. When that red card happened, I was so worried that it was going to be 4. I saw Thiago coming on pitch. I was like, oh, this is... you know what, 2-0, I'll take it. It could have been worse. That's one positive. However, right, I have not been in group chat saying 10 men, this, that, and the other. It was bad. I can't. My first person who I'm blaming is Frank. I'm sorry. That as soon as we all saw the team, I was straight in the chat. What is this? This is an L. They have to beat us. I'm sorry. You looked at the team, we were like, it's done. And you saw what players were playing, and he's playing his boy again, and he's doing this and he's doing that. It's just not. It's not worth it. Then we what's it? First half, were they better than us? Yes, but I wasn't like overly worried that we're going to get smashed here. Then Christensen did that, and I was like, this is an L. Then the first goal, not too bad, right? We were defending well. Then Kepa had to come along and do. When Kepa made that mistake, I said Chelsea should announce the signing now, just so he knows that he ain't ever playing again. That is, you can't. I'm sorry, guys. This season has made more errors leading to goals than the whole league combined. He's on 2. The whole league's on 1. He's never touching pitch again. He can't. And,
I hear that. We've got a few super chats to do. We had that one there from Nathan. which is very, very well put. 11v11, it was an equal game, but Chelsea still have idiots in that team. Thiago came on and gave Chelsea nightmares. Again, Fab had Werner, or as we're calling him, Timo Morata in his pocket all game. Absolutely right. There was another super chat from Red United who says, officially, Timo Rata is what he's calling him. And he says, Monster, you've lost. You've got to wear the Kepa shirt now on the stream. Aaron here says, that female Chelsea fan. Okay, no, I'm not reading that out. But I'm not reading the rest of that comment out. No, don't be disrespectful in what you do, my friend. You need to be better with that. And we've got one more person now add to the stream as well from a Chelsea point of view. Man like Kai joins us as well. We're going to come to Kai first because and Latimus were on the watch along with us. Kai, how embarrassed and humbled do you feel right now, bro?
Well, beating 10-man Chelsea without actual wingers. Congratulations. We'll see at the end of the season. All I'm going to say. If they had Salah or Mane out, they wouldn't have been talking that much shit. If we had played 10 men with Mane and Salah out, right? If they played with 10 men with Mane and Salah out, they wouldn't be talking this shit. They would have come with excuses. But just because we had 4 players out, none of them, we didn't even have natural wingers. We played without wingers. We never played without wingers before. And all I'm going to say is, Lampard today was humbled by a better manager, and that's what I said.
You knew this. Wait, Kai.
You knew this.
I
didn't know this. No, I didn't. I thought Pulisic was gonna play. Even Terry knows about it.
I'm about to smoke
you did,
him.
bro. On the Terrace show last week, you man knew that those 4 players weren't going to play because they didn't play at Brighton.
Pulisic is going to play.
No, O'Shea.
No, that's not true.
To be fair, right, during the week, it did look like Silva and Chilwell were both going to play because they were in team training all week. So that was a fair assumption. The wingers, though, we all knew were out. We all knew the wingers were out.
The wingers ain't an excuse.
Yeah, I'm not using it as an excuse.
The reason it's not an excuse, the reason it ain't an excuse, Kai, is because you had wide players available. One of them on your bench. Your manager chose not to pick.
Yeah, we did. Had a door on the bench, and once again, he chose Mount.
Yeah, that's a different issue. That's the difference. That's just Lampard being incompetent. But that's a completely different issue. That's completely different.
You knew Lampard wasn't all that before, and you wanted to talk and run your mouth and say Liverpool will come fourth. Are you mad? No, hold on. Let me get onto this guy.
When did they say that Klopp is better than Lampard? When did they say Lampard is better than Klopp? When did they say that? I never said that. I said Chelsea's 11 versus Liverpool 11. We smoke you.
Let Samuel talk. Let Samuel talk. Go on, Samuel.
Listen, this is what is the difference between my Liverpool team and your Chelsea team. Even though you have my Chelsea player, hold up.
Half of the team was missing.
Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. You listen, I talk. Anyways, between my Liverpool team and your Liverpool team, your Chelsea team, yes, you got all those players. Okay, fair enough. A lot of them didn't play, but it had to do with the manager as well. Klopp outclassed, what's his name? Frank Lampard. He put him to bed. Frank Lampard.
With his first 11. With his first 11.
What? So Frank Lampard needs his first 11 now. He needs his first 11.
Fabinho was playing Chelsea's 11.
Where was Werner today?
You played.
Hold on.
He got a penalty. He got a penalty that he didn't even get to shoot.
Where was Werner?
Penalty with a score. Let me talk. You talked already. Let me talk.
Guys.
Let me talk.
Guys.
First of all, this is not even Chelsea's 11 playing. This is Chelsea's 10. Not even Chelsea's 11. 10.
But you knew that.
Playing against Liverpool's 11. You're playing against Liverpool 11 with 10 men that are not even starters.
Kai. What do you mean by 10? You mean
we were dominating before Christensen went off.
We were
dominating before
Christensen went off. Wait a second, please. Everyone wait a second. Kai, you were down to 10 men because Jordan Henderson played in a world-class cutting-edge through ball, split your defense, and made your centre-back rugby tackle Mane. You weren't down to 10 men because you've decided to give them an advantage. You got ripped apart. That's why you got a man sent off.
Because we didn't play with any wingers. First time we played this formation before. We never played like this before with 4-2-1.
Kai, I know you're hot right now with all the gas that you were talking before, but cool down. Cool down.
I still maintain my point. 11 versus 11. Our best 11 versus your first 11. We'll still beat you.
You didn't do anything when you had 11 players. You didn't do anything.
We didn't have our first 11. Imagine if you didn't have Salah. We had, and we didn't. We were missing key players.
Let's throw speak for a minute. Let's throw speak. Go throw.
Kai, but we're just historical Leicester. Surely your magical Chelsea team can just beat an historical Leicester.
If even historical Leicester, Leicester with 10 men, they can't beat you. Even Leicester with 10
Listen,
men
we're
can't even
just
beat anybody.
historical Leicester, guys. Listen, you said it yourself. We're just historical
I'm not-
Leicester. We've won Premier
I
League
still,
titles.
Kai,
But you,
Kai,
but you,
Kai,
but you
Kai,
knew this.
Kai,
Kai, you knew this. Kai, you
With
knew
11
this.
men,
You knew
we
this.
can
Go
beat
in.
Go on, O'Shea.
O'Shea.
O'Shea, speak up. Okay, cool.
My opinion doesn't change.
No, my
My
thing
opinion
is
doesn't
my,
change.
my thing with today is that they were just better than us today. That
Yeah,
like literally
absolutely.
it's just that simple. They were just better than us.
And I don't say that I didn't say that they're not, but there's a
Kai,
reason that they're better.
Kai, you knew this. You knew this, though. You knew that.
No.
These
I
players
didn't
weren't
know
going to
that
be
Pulisic is
available.
not going to play today. I was
You
even
knew
surprised.
these players weren't going to be available, and you
Kai,
We have.
guys,
look
I'm
at
telling
our
you what,
WhatsApp.
when someone's
Look at our
making
WhatsApp group,
finish
right?
and then interject, if you all start talking, no one can hear you. Go, finish your point, O'Shea, please. O'Shea's always got a big delay, you know. He'll hear me in about 3 minutes. I want to go to Monstar anyway, right? Monstar, give me your overall. You bigged this game up, hasn't worked out for you. Give me your thoughts, bro.
All right. Finally, Monstar can speak. Listen, Samuel, Stroll, O'Shea, I give it to you lot, innit? They won. They
Thank
beat
you.
us.
Thank you.
I listen. I'll be a sore loser if I was to make excuses. They did beat us, innit? They did beat us. But what I took from this game is, I believe what Kai is saying in by where he says, if we had our full 11, we could beat Liverpool, because I didn't before a player got sent off. I just didn't see anything special about Liverpool, But they won at the end of the day, innit? So there is no excuses. Chelsea lost. Pray for Chelsea, people. Pray for Chelsea, innit?
Yeah, they were
That's
the better
all I
team.
can
I'm not
say.
going to take that away from you. Congratulations, you were the better team. But I believe if we had our first 11, it would be a completely different conversation. That's all I'm saying.
Not
Yeah.
even
You
no, but
know
Kai,
that,
but
you
Kai,
don't know
Kai,
that.
even the performance
Guys,
today.
There's no excuse, because
Exactly.
this is a team that there's no excuse. Like, it's like me losing to Palace again. Yeah, but when Telles is in, when Sancho is in, when this guy, you can't use that for me, bro. We really can't. We've got a few more people. We're adding a few more people to the stream now. In a few moments, we're going to add some additional rivals in here. I think KJ removed himself to allow the next individual in. Anita is now with us. Anita, what do you make of your team's performance today?
Hey, sorry, I can't put my camera at the moment. However, all I'm gonna say is, Kai, humble yourself. What's going on? We lost, fam. Like, we got outplayed. We got outplayed. Lampard brought out a shit team.
What did they say about Lampard, though?
Wait. Let me finish. He brought out a shit team. The most we can do is give it to Liverpool. We're here giving them all this chat we've been giving them for the last couple of weeks. We got humbled. Whether it's not his first 11, whether it's his second 11, third 11, fourth 11, I don't care. We were talking shit. We got humbled. Let's give them credit where it's due. At the end of the day, us coming on here talking shit again, we look like idiots. Do you understand? We look dumb. At the end of the day, Lampard outclassed us. Liverpool fans, look, I'm not even going to apologize to you lot, because I still think 11v11, it would have been a different game. However, Christensen's a dumbass. And who picked Christensen? Lampard. Kepa is a dumbass. Who picked Kepa? Lampard. And the thing is, you can't sit there and tell me that Liverpool's front three didn't know. They knew about Christensen. They knew about Kepa. They exploited him, and it worked. Regardless of what 11 he put out, it worked. Klopp outclassed Lampard in that respect, and there's no two ways to look at it. Unfortunately, that's just it.
Listen to
Anita.
Listen to Anita.
That's not even Klopp outclassing Lampard. That's just Lampard just not being optimum with his decision making. That's why personally I didn't have Chelsea winning this league, because I thought Lampard would be a factor in us not winning.
David.
Week 2, fam. What are you talking about?
Because Anita, I've seen it so many times last season where there were times where he should have played a different squad and we ended up losing, and you could see the reasons why I should have played a different squad. It's not only based on this game. My opinion of my team hasn't changed, because I didn't even see my squad today. It wasn't my actual 11, but
Guys,
still, I just have to sit and say it's about.
I want to speak a little bit about Chelsea for a moment here, around selections, players, etc. Do me a favor before we do that. Over 4,000 people watching. Please smash the like button right now. Let's get this past 2,000 likes. I'm sure all the Liverpool fans are enjoying this, so all hit the like. I want to see those likes literally shoot up past 1,000 in the next few seconds. Thank you for doing that. Loads of super chats to go through. I've got up on the screen. We'll go through them in a little bit. But I want to ask Anita this question. One sec, Sam. I want to ask Anita this question with Lampard. Hudson-Odoi not being picked 2 games running where you lack width. Does this spell? I don't want to sound like too hyperbolic. Does this spell the end of him as a Chelsea player? Because once Pulisic and Ziyech are integrated into this team, how's he ever going to get game time in meaningful matches if he can't even get on the pitch now?
Listen, all I'm going to say about the Callum Hudson-Odoi situation is that Lampard should be very, very careful about how he's about to treat this boy. Because if this boy ends up leaving, he goes to a better club, and they are starting him, and we are not starting him, and he becomes a world-class player, it is all on Lampard. Because whatever system he's trying with no wings, are we Man United? Are we prime Man United to be playing with no wingers? Are we prime Man United? No, we are not. So whatever foolishness he's trying, he needs to cut it the hell out. Mason Mount was arse. He was
terrible today.
He was terrible.
Terry, can I just say something?
No one was expecting any different. We all know you pay Mount on wing. He's awful. We've been saying it.
Wait, guys, can I just say something, please? Can I
go
just say, I think Callum Hudson-Odoi, for the sake of his career, he needs to leave Chelsea. I said this on the Chelsea show before. I'll say it again. For the sake of his career, not that I want him to leave. I love the kid, and I hope he has a great career in it. But as a footballer, you should always do what's best for your career. I wanted at the time when Bayern Munich were in for him, I was saying he needs to leave Chelsea if he knows what's best for him. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he probably would never see this, but if he ever did, for the sake of your career, leave Chelsea, man. Do you know what I mean?
I think you make some good points here as well. What did you make? What were you made of the new signings? Because for me, I'm bantering during the game about Timo, Morata and Kai Pereira. Like, that's just me messing about. They haven't looked particularly great yet. We know they're talented boys, though. Is the fear that when you had Thiago, Chilwell, Ziyech, Mendy, maybe even Declan Rice to this, if they all take as long to gel and integrate, it could be Christmas, New Year before you're actually playing well enough.
Terry,
is that a concern you have right now after the way your two start?
Terry, Werner's won 2 penalties. Werner's won 2 penalties in his first 2 games. Could he have been better? Yes, but has he been awful? No. Havertz hasn't played in this position yet. He hasn't even played in this position yet.
Guys,
I'm not worried about it. And I thought he was actually decent.
Let me comment about this. Let me comment about this. About the Werner. Look at the runs Werner made, right? Werner is playing with a midfielder whose ass, he's Derby level, right? Like he's Derby level. And I'm beginning to question if Lampard is at the right. Lampard is a small man playing with big tools. That's what I'm beginning to think about it like this way. I don't understand how he took out Havertz. We needed somebody on set pieces that could keep the ball, out of our net, And he takes out Havertz, who's been much better than Mount, and keeps Mount in. And Mount looks lost. Every pass that he mispassed. Right, and Werner, if you look, he's looking around him to try to find wingers because he probably been training with Lampard with wingers. He doesn't know what the fuck to do, and I'm starting to see to question Lampard's validity as a manager. Is those tools that he bought in are too big for him to use? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
David, I understand David's point about not being right. I'm just here to ask questions. I'm going to stir the pot a little bit because I'm asking the same things about my football club. He did win penalties, and I suppose I'm going to be salty here, but hang on, when Rashford was winning penalties last year, everyone was saying that doesn't mean anything. And by the way, Chelsea missed a penalty today, echoing home again how important scoring penalties is in football. Don't disrespect it. Go on, Neats.
Can I just say about the whole Werner and Havertz thing, right? I think we're right in the sense where that Havertz hasn't yet been played in his proper traditional position. With Werner, I think he was electric today. I think he was probably one of the best players on the pitch today, in both Liverpool and Chelsea. I think if he was playing for the Liverpool side, we would have probably got beaten like 6-7-0. But yeah, Werner is not a flop as far as I can see. I don't have any concerns about him because I think once he adapts to the Premier League, like the little things that I saw was just that this could run in the Bundesliga. Like what you're doing, like all the skills, the 1-2s, all of that could run in the Bundesliga. However, when you're in the Prem, once you get that opportunity, you take that shot. And that's something that he wasn't doing, which was kind of unfortunate. But again, I just feel like that's something that takes getting used to with time. With Havertz, however, I'm giving him less time than I am giving Werner. So I said this earlier, Havertz cost 100 mil. Yes, he's not being paid in his position. Fair enough. And I get that. I get it. However, he has not been played in a position that he has not played for Bayer Leverkusen. Clock that. He hasn't.
Yeah, but Anita, at Leverkusen, he was having At Leverkusen, guy was having so much more support with him. You see him whenever he gets the ball. He's got like 3 guys around him, and no one's making any movements off the ball. That's a coaching thing. That's a coaching thing.
I saw glimpses. Yeah, I saw glimpses of where Havertz played Werner in and stuff, and it was beautiful to see. It was nice to see. He played some good balls to Werner. Fair, that's fine. However, it's not enough. Taking him off at half time was a stupid move from Frank Lampard, but again, I'm not going to talk on him. Stupid move from Frank Lampard, fair enough. Mason Mount still being on the pitch, irritating me because that was -1 person. Then he tried to lob the shot. Are you insane against Alisson, one of the best goalkeeper in the league? What's wrong with you? What exactly were you thinking? Whether it was on target or not, Alisson was getting it anyway. Sorry, yeah, you can see I'm a bit angry. But yeah, I'm giving less time than I am giving to Werner. Because of the price tag, I expect more. He hasn't been played out of position. Everyone needs to understand that he's not played out of position in any Bayer Leverkusen match. He's played that left. He's played that right wing. He's played centrally, and he's played as a false 9.
Yeah, and he was more effective.
So are you saying that Havertz doesn't have versatility?
Pardon?
Are you saying that Havertz doesn't have versatility?
He does have versatility. That's what I'm highlighting right now. His versatility is there, and that's why I'm expecting more from him in each and every one of these positions. So saying that he's being played out of position is not a good enough excuse for me.
He had one game with this team. He had like one game. The second game with this team.
Guys, one second. Samuel, because I've got more people to get in. Samuel and O'Shea, I appreciate you guys coming on, man. I'll chat to you guys again soon. Thank you very, very much. We're actually fine with everyone. Cheers, O'Shea. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you. I want to go to some of the new faces that have just joined us. First of all, Rack, Liverpool fan. What did you make of your team's performance today? I didn't think you were particularly great, but that probably is even more impressive because you didn't get troubled at all.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for letting me into the chat. Big up my little nephew Kasim, who's 10 years old. I introduced to the channel yesterday. He's watching today, probably. Chelsea fan, unfortunately for him. So yeah, big up him. But listen, I give credit to Monster. I give credit to Anita, David, and Pram. They took it on the chin and they had a bit of humility. Kai, man, ridiculous. After chatting all that shit, it's absolutely ridiculous. This American dad looking guy.
Did I say you didn't deserve it?
Did
I say you didn't deserve it? I said you were the better team
for the whole time in the run up to this game, and now you're just making excuses. The only person making excuses is you, son. You need to keep quiet.
I am not making any excuses. I said you were the better team, but there's a
Kai, stop. None of this is what maybes, man. Liverpool were the better team. They deserved to win.
Anything more?
They took advantage of
I
it.
think so.
And what did they say? Did they say they weren't the better team?
They were the better team, but the funny thing is, you can see how, like, even though they were better, the game was close because literally 2 moments changed the score from 2-0 to 1-1. It's that close.
And 4 players were missing. That's all.
4 players who you've never seen play for Chelsea. You have no idea what they're going to do.
I was going to say,
even at that,
you're giving evidence based on something from another team. What are you talking about?
Kai, let's assume that you're
right. How many of you played in Premier League before? Not even for Chelsea.
Even if we had just Pulisic, you would have changed this game completely.
Kai, let's assume that you're right. That if our 4 players were playing and they would have made a difference. This is what world-class teams do. They take advantage of any little thing that they can. And Liverpool did, and they beat us fair and square.
Okay,
there's no if, buts, maybe.
Prime. Let me make this point.
Yes.
Yeah, we were. Liverpool were the better team.
Yes.
Liverpool were the better team. All I said is, I admit that they beat us. They were the better team. Let me talk. Let me finish. I let you talk. Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but I want to see this Liverpool against a full starting 11.
And
after our team already played with each other. That's all I'm saying.
And hopefully we'll get that in the second game.
Yeah, can I say something now?
I'm going to go only 1 second, Gal. I get where you're coming from, Kai, but that's not what you say up that you still on Thursday night gave it to the Liverpool fans and got beat, and you just got to go, yeah, I got it wrong. Listen, before yesterday's game, when we were live, I ripped into Zaha, man scored a brace. I have to address the fact that I didn't mess up in terms of my opinion. I stand by that. I don't rate Zaha as this elite player, but I've got to take it on the chin. The guy scored a brace. Igal, what you saying, bro? You're an Arsenal fan. 2 wins from 2, 6 points. You're seeing Chelsea fans have a meltdown. Give us your opinions, bro.
I'm loving life right now. I'm going to tell you that first of all, but no salt thrown. I'm going to keep it real. Liverpool are starting to scare me, guys. I underestimated their versatility in Fabinho and Milner, how much different options they have just to throw in different areas of the pitch. They can play different formations. Liverpool, I picked them to go 4th this season. I think that's what my prediction was. I might have to rethink that just based on their performance today against Chelsea. Not the first half. They didn't play well first half, but just to see the different people they can throw at you. Milner coming off the bench, Thiago coming off the bench, and the other people they have coming off the bench. That was amazing. And also, Fabinho played at center back. And let's be honest, guys, he pocketed Werner for, today. Werner did not have a really good game. You can now tell me Werner had a good game, okay?
He did win a penalty.
He did win a penalty, but it was not against Fabinho. Fabinho himself, as a center back today, a midfielder playing in center back position, he played well. And Liverpool, we got to put some respect on Liverpool's names. If the guy Samuel, what's his name, O'Shea, and the other guy, I forget his name, Stroh, I disrespected your team, and you know what, you guys, if you guys beat us on Monday, I'll humbly say what up. But right now, I'm starting to get worried about my predictions, Terry. I'm starting to get worried.
See, when everyone was predicting Liverpool 3rd and 4th, like I said, if they didn't sign no one, right, if the broke thing was true, they didn't sign no one, maybe. Not only they landed Thiago, Jota's coming in, and now they're looking at this decent centre-back for £27 million as well, right? Liverpool won this title with ease. Go on, Nitz.
I was going to say exactly what you said. Like, literally, it was only if Liverpool didn't sign players. Like, you see Thiago today. Yeah? This is why I didn't want them to get Thiago. You see, when Thiago was getting dressed, I looked at my dad, and my dad looked at me. We're like, we're in shit. Like, we're in trouble. And you see how Thiago is. Even though he did put a couple misplaced passes, he gave away pen, cool, whatever. But you see the difference that guy makes to that midfield. And that's what's going to keep Liverpool hopefully on the way to getting back-to-back trophies. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. However, I still stand with the fact that their front three, okay, they got Jota now, fair enough. But Salah and Mane, they need backup. I mean, Minamino just ain't it.
Yeah,
I hear that. I hear that completely. KJ's back with us now. I think he jumped out earlier to let some people in. Yeah,
just a little stat on Thiago, Tail. He played 45 minutes, and he had the most touches of any player who's ever played 45 minutes in the Premier League since 2003, which is a mad stat considering it's his first game.
Yeah, and you saw him doing that. Like, I was gassing every single pass, even when
it was.
I've said this. One thing I don't do. If somebody comes into it that I'm desperate for, and I've been desperate for him for 7-8 years at Man United, they go to a rival, I praise it. I've done the same thing with Aubameyang the whole time he's been at Arsenal. I wanted Aubameyang. Just because he goes to Arsenal doesn't mean I stop rating Aubameyang as a player. I did the same thing with Fabinho, same thing with Mane as an example. From my point of view, Thiago is going to take you guys to that next level. We have another guest joining us right about now. I'm sure he's going to have a few things to say on this one. Man like Mr. DT, what's going on, bro?
Incredible scenes.
Energy, let's go.
Oh, mate, what happened to little dinosaur hands in goal then? Listen, hold on. Let me give you a little impression. Listen, look, I'm going to do this just for you, yeah? This is Kepa. He's in goal for Chelsea, yeah? This is Kepa. And he's
their time is coming next week.
Let's go.
Their time's coming next week.
No,
little Kepa. Little
DT, I hope you're here.
Hands. Listen,
DT, I hope you're here next week, mate. I hope you're here next week.
I'm here every week, every day, every minute, every hour. Listen, all I've seen the last couple of weeks was so much energy from Chelsea fans talking about how they were going to go unbeaten for the rest of 2020,
when
how
was
they were going to deal with Liverpool, how the Frank Lampard has now got his match on Jurgen Klopp. What did I tell everybody? You can buy as many players as you want, but until you change your manager, you ain't doing nothing because he is.
You finished
awful.
8th, though.
Frank Lampard is awful, and I'll tell you the difference between people like me and Chelsea fans. Yeah, is that I'm realistic. I know that we're rebuilding. I know that we have been in a really bad place, and I know we still need a lot of work. And I also know that our objective this season is to get into the top 4. It's as simple as that. That's our objective. Anything else is a failure. But Chelsea, they're buying all these players and they seem to think they could be Premier League champions. Be realistic. Start living within your means. Start understanding the process, because it's only going to come back and bite every single one of you. And already it is. And that's why we're all laughing, because it's hilarious.
Are you
yourselves.
Arsenal fans telling me this? Bro, get out of here, bro.
You finished 8th. You're not even in the... the only reason you're in the Europa League is you got kicked out of the FA.
Sorry.
Really
Listen. We've already seen
the
videos.
Be realistic. You're not saying 6 points out of 6. Get the hell out of here, bro.
Yeah. We got 6 points out of 6.
Get out of here.
You were one of the ones that's gone and mugged yourself off. Listen, you've been sitting there doing that.
4 years you've been playing in the Europa League, haven't even won it once.
Bye.
Deflecting. Come on, stop deflecting, guys. You guys lost. Listen. Don't do that. You don't do that, baby.
Listen.
Don't do that, baby. Listen, keep it real.
Listen. Shaking your head, yeah?
Keep it real. You guys were giving us. If this was us, you guys would be giving us crazy energy.
Right, one at a time.
One at a time.
Listen.
Let them speak, Leeds. Let them speak, Leeds.
No. Because I've already done said that we need to humble ourselves.
Terry,
I told Kai to humble himself.
Terry,
I don't think that's gonna work.
Right.
Yeah, Terry, don't mute me. I told Kai to humble himself.
Terry, man.
He has humbled himself.
This ain't Jerry Springer.
All humble.
This ain't Jerry Springer. All this.
Shut your mouth. I'm talking. Shut your mouth.
It ain't Jerry Springer. It ain't Jerry Springer.
On Terry's account, I can really be disrespectful and remove you. So please let me speak.
With the Mugabe coming out, fam.
No, it's a fact. I don't say when it comes to humility.
We'll come back to this in a second.
When it comes to humility, though, I'm genuinely serious, yeah, that we do need to be humble, because like I said, like Kai came on here with bare energy and I'm like, fam, we got outdone. Like that's just it. Like that's that. Like, let's humble ourselves and keep it stepping. That's fine. But for an Arsenal fan to now come talk to me from 8th, that's ridiculous. That there is
from Europa League for 4 years. You know what I mean?
I'm
from
sorry,
Europa League for 4 years. I only did it once.
And then it's just a bit like.
Sorry, last time I looked, we weren't 8th in the table. Sorry.
Oh, so we're talking about
last season.
But you're talking about
last season.
You said the same thing last year and you finished 8th.
But you're talking about humility.
I'm sorry. The DNA test says.
But you're talking about humility.
You are not the father.
But you're talking about humility.
No. Stop.
Guys, can I?
Go on, KJ. Go KJ.
Okay, look, guys, I'm here. I'm here for the gas. I'm here for the back and forth. But this whole thing of saying, "Oh, you guys finished 8th," blah blah. I know it's banner and stuff, but DT's got a point. We got to look at Lampard in this situation and really analyze where he went wrong, because he's playing Mount on the wing, which he's done before, and he knows it don't work. He's playing Christensen, who we already know he's got a mistake in him anyway, and you're playing Kepa when you've already had mistakes and problems in all season. He's not playing Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi could have done something for you. He didn't even bring him on, from what I recall.
Can I just say something, KJ, really quick?
One second. Let me finish.
All of this. We've touched on it.
Yeah.
You're saying that we need to analyze Lampard. We've done that. We've touched.
But the thing is, I haven't finished what I'm saying. Relax yourself. Okay, all right, cool. So you look at Lampard, yeah, that's what it is. But you got to think the mistakes that were made today aren't on Lampard. He didn't tell Christensen to go and tackle a man like a rugby player. No, he didn't tell Kepa. No,
said this.
We've
said this.
I weren't watching, bruv. I've got things to be doing as well, fam. Yo, I'm to finish the point, man. Relax yourself. You're up here getting gas. Relax, bro. Let man finish point and then come after me afterwards.
You already said it. I'm gonna tell you. Already said it.
To be fair, KJ, everyone, from today, what you can see is the reason why he's gone and spent as much money as he has, because most of that squad today was the squad from last year.
Like, shit.
No, DT. I know. Today we had
four spots against
had
you,
Werner and no
kids.
Kai. Stop with this. They finished 8th. Like, it doesn't mean anything right now. We lost. Just take it. Right, we had Werner and Havertz out today, right? They're improvements to our squad, and even still, you can see that we're missing players. So you can see exactly why we spent the £300 million. What today is highlighted is why he spent all that money. Good thing that came out today, Christensen getting that red card meant Tomori came on. Tomori came on and looked solid. I don't think Tomori made a mistake today. It was good. I'm happy with that. James concede 2 goals today? Yeah, but he didn't really make a mistake. I thought he played all right. I'm seeing some good performances.
You know what it is. I think DT has a point about Lampard, because Lampard, he has really good players. He can't use it as an excuse. We have a very fucking good squad. If he can't utilize that squad, then he's not the man. I'm not gonna protect him. If he's not good enough, then someone else will be better.
Can I just say something? Terry? Can I just say something? And I'm being 100% real here. You see Chelsea's current squad, yeah. Apart from Rex from Toy Story and goal, yeah. As long as they sort that situation out, yeah. Mikel Arteta would win the league within the next 2 years with the current Chelsea team.
It's a very good team. I agree with you. I think he's misusing them. He's not using the tools that he has. He's a small man with big tools.
DT, so could Frank as well.
I'm not convinced.
Frank ain't. Listen, mate. I'm not disrespecting Frank. What he done as a player, unbelievable. But as a manager, I haven't seen.
I think if you're going to say the thing about Arteta, you can say the same thing about Lampard. I think it's now it's quite
no. Because I think what I can say about Arteta is because he's already shown that he can beat any team in the Premier League. He's been here for 31 games. He's beaten Man United, Chelsea, City, Liverpool twice. He's beaten all the best already. He's shown that he
so is Frank.
Beat all of them with our team. Listen, with a team that is a shambles, a complete shambles. Our team was. We were on the floor when he took over this club. And trust me, from somebody that knows from the inside and everything that goes on and watches everything, we were an absolute shambles. And what he's done in the space of a few months is unbelievable. And he's already got a trophy in the bank. And the hardest thing for any new manager is to win that first trophy. It doesn't matter whether it's a Carabao Cup, an FA Cup, whatever it is. That can be the springboard for a bigger platform. Mikel Arteta has got that off his back already.
But you know, if he finished 8th at Chelsea and he won the FA Cup, he would get sacked. That doesn't mean shit at Chelsea. The standards at Arsenal are different.
The thing is, Kai, I agree with DT in that sense. With this squad, we will, with Arteta, in 2 years' time, we'll definitely win the league. But I also say the same thing for Lampard. They're both still learning. However, I think that DT's right in a sense where with Arteta, it's more clear that with this team, Arteta will take them somewhere. Maybe the league, maybe the Champions League, maybe
I think it's too early.
I agree about the strength. Other than that, I don't agree about that.
From a manager perspective, look at the decisions Lampard made today, and look at the decisions Arteta has been making.
Yeah, but Anita, we have the best example of someone winning early, but doesn't mean you're the best manager. I saw Di Matteo come into a team, win an FA Cup and Champions League double, and finish 6th in his first 6 months, and then completely fall off. It's far too early to tell. Klopp himself took was it 2 or 3 years to win something?
Look at the team. Look at the team.
I know he's further ahead. But I don't think. I think it's far too early. I think it's far too early to say
anything. It's about context at the same time. Yeah, this team right now is kind of, and Chelsea fans, please don't eat me for this, but this team right now, on paper, is kind of better than the team that we had when Di Matteo took over. Do you understand? Like, it's more or less better. We have more quality in this side. And if Frank Lampard can't deliver us something by the end of this season with this team, it's something to question. Arteta's done it with players that are less than the players that we've had. You know,
technical ability, yes, they're better players, but overall they're not better players. I know the 2012
that's cool,
team is
but
too
this is the second game of a 38 season. It's the second game of 38 season. You're just being a bit too early.
Do you reckon Nuno could win the league with this Chelsea squad?
No, because he plays 3 at the back and it don't work.
Come on, man.
Ancelotti can.
If Nuno can't,
1 second.
why can't Arteta? Because he also plays 3 at the back.
Not every single game.
As I said, I don't think. As I've said, if you're going to say it about Arteta, you can say the same thing about Lampard. I think it's far too early to tell.
I'm not sitting there listening to this. It's why we've created this thing where rivals come on and talk about each other's team.
I want to ask something
more than ever. But do we not think we're maybe overanalyzing Chelsea?
This is what it's literally two games into a 38-game season.
I'm asking questions. I haven't been impressed with the new signings yet. My biggest thing is, I think it's going to take you 3 or 4 months to get everybody else to settle and gel. Whenever you bring in that amount of players at any one time,
at this point, to take that long for them to be fit.
But I'm not right about that. Like I can't remember an example in Premier League history where a top team has brought more than 4 players in, and I'm talking stars that come into your first team, and they've come in and click straight away. I don't remember that happening.
14-15 season with Chelsea.
It literally doesn't happen.
No, you brought in you brought in Cesc and you brought in
Cesc, Costa, Courtois, and Felipe Luis.
That's
whoa. On that.
Luis was back up.
Part of your squad prior, so he wasn't new to Chelsea.
Luis was a backup.
But he had never played for Chelsea before.
Yeah, but he wasn't new to England. It wasn't like he was like, how do I use the tube?
Terry, that's technicalities.
Like, come on, that's bullshit, Kai. That's bullshit. You know that's bullshit. Like,
Terry,
no one's ever bought 7, 8.
Terry, do you know what it is, right? From the outside in, I don't see any identity with Chelsea in a year and a bit of Lampard. I don't see anything that makes you say, you know what? That's their trademark. That's their stamp. You can see what Frank Lampard is trying to do.
That's not true.
Well, yeah, it is true.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. You can go.
Listen, I'm trying to speak. Wait. I see. You don't know which player's the best player in what position. It's always changing. You don't know what your best 11 is. And this was before you made all these player signings. You look at certain things that Arsenal are doing. There's been things that we were doing where we scored that goal against Fulham, the Aubameyang goal. And straight away, everyone's going, hold on a minute. Look at the comparison with the goal against Liverpool. Look at the comparison to the goal that we scored last season that was identical to that. You're starting to see a pattern of play and the way that Arsenal are doing things and what Mikel Arteta is doing. I don't see that with Chelsea. Every week, I don't think a Chelsea fan will be able to name their 1 to 11 from week after week because Lampard doesn't know his best 11, doesn't know his best formation and the way he's going to play and the best style and everything else. And it's going to take, like Terry said, months before these players gel. And that's if they gel. You've got to remember that as well.
No, but no, if you
don't get me wrong,
again, DT.
I rate Werner. I rate Havertz. I rate Ziyech. I would have loved him myself, but they've got to prove it in the Premier League. It takes time.
DT, if you know, my thing is that because you're an Arsenal fan, you're obviously going to pay more attention to it. If you ask me, I'd be like, I could sort of see it, but I can't see it fully. When you go back and look at Chelsea from last year, most Chelsea fans will tell you the way that we play, as in attacking wise, is the same way. It's try and get to the edge of the box, then play in the fullback who's making an overlap and run. Every Chelsea fan can see that every single game. You can see it. Defense, yeah, but defensively we were poor last year, and that was one week. No, our defense was poor, but as we can all see, the goalkeeper is the biggest issue. That it's obvious. He's the worst goalkeeper in Europe statistically. He's made more errors in the league this season already than the whole league combined. It's so obvious he is one of the key problems. And you saw last game, he changed the defensive system to the point where, yes, Brighton had shots, but none of them were too dangerous. And they had one shot that went on goal, and then he made another mistake.
You sold your best fullback. You sold your best fullback.
No. Reece James is better than Lamptey.
No.
Yes, he is.
Lamptey's sick.
If there's one thing that I do keep an eye on is the under-23s football and everything else, right? And that's because one of your players I know very well from back in the day, Lewis Baker, because I know his family. And how that boy never broke through is on Mourinho's head. because he's an unbelievable talent, and they all just end up at Vitesse Arnhem when you play for Chelsea. But for me, you sold your best fullback. I reckon that lad, I'm telling you, he's better than Reece James, man.
I'd have played him at left back. I'd have played that at left back.
You say that now, but that's because he's playing for Brighton with less pressure, different system. If he goes to
mentioning his name months ago.
No, Lamptey, I'm not saying Lamptey's not sick. I think Lamptey's sick for it. Like Lamptey's a very good player. I said he's one of the right backs of the season last season. But if you threw him into the Chelsea team straight off the bat, we don't know how he would have come out. He could have come out worse for it. Like so, let's leave Lamptey out of the conversation and focus on Reece James. Reece James, he's a good player, but he still needs to develop.
Yeah, Reece James, I actually thought he was highly culpable. We didn't really get into the breaking the goals there. I thought he was really culpable for the first goal. He made a young defender's mistake. I think we've become really sort of obsessed because of one player, and that's Trent, and maybe a bit of Alphonso Davies, where we see these young kids as fullbacks who are really talented, and there's almost this expectation that they have to be the ready-made article that 2021-22. Reece James just went to sleep a little bit and left, for me, Mane a little bit free in the middle. And these players just need time. The only issue you have at Chelsea, and I don't even mean it in a salty way, I'm not convinced that
we don't give him time.
He keeps making those mistakes. They won't give him the 2 or 3 years he needs to get to that top level. Like Ashley Cole, if Ashley Cole came through the Chelsea academy, he wouldn't have been a Chelsea legend because you wouldn't have allowed him to make all the mistakes that he made. I know you don't like him, DT. All the mistakes he made as a youngster at Arsenal, he would never have afforded that time. He never would have been afforded that time at Chelsea. And until Chelsea buck that trend and stick with a young player through the hard times until they make it, it's going to be difficult. And the same with Lamptey's killing it right now. He's also gonna go for a little period soon where he gets unstuck a little bit. That happens to young players. Go on, Nitz.
Yeah, so I gotta get going, but I just wanted to say I think it's worth talking more about how good Liverpool was today, man. Like personally, I think we've dwelled on Chelsea quite a bit. We talked about how bad Chelsea were. We talked about the fans and how the fans were, in fact, let me repeat myself, how we were, like overhyped. We weren't humbled enough, blah, blah, blah. And we've talked about how Lampard made shit decisions. But really and truly, what champions do is they see a weakness, they capitalize on it. Whether it's not outplaying, it's not outclassing Lampard, as some people may take it. It's being one step ahead of Chelsea, and that's what Liverpool were today, which was unfortunate because I think 11v11, I think it would have been a different game. However, Lampard's fault starting Kepa still would have cost us that game regardless. So yeah, and by the way, my Twitter's not coming off private until you Liverpool fans learn how to not be racist. Thank you very much.
Anita, I got a question. I got a question for you before you move. There was a lot of people had energy for Pepe after week 2 getting on his back. How long until people start getting on Havertz's back?
People can start getting on Havertz's back.
We don't care, yeah.
I don't know why you brought Pepe into this because Pepe's had a whole season to
No, after week 2, people were going for his head.
If you've got that issue, you go after Havertz. Don't ask them. Don't ask them when. You do it.
And not ask me because I couldn't give a two.
I'm on Havertz straight away because Paul Pogba only has to have a haircut people don't like, and they're on him because he costs £85 million. So I will do the same thing to every single rival club. And by the way, they're going to do the same thing back to us. Just do it, Igor. Don't ask permission.
Yeah, don't ask permission.
I couldn't give 2 fucks about Pepe, but with Havertz, I've told you guys, I'm not. What's it calling? I'm not. Help save the bridge. Oh, Doug. Take off your hat.
We haven't won 5 Premier Leagues since the last time Arsenal won 1, you know what I mean?
Save your hairline, my G.
Hey, listen, don't you worry about my hairline when you've got a weave
on. Fuck
on.
off. Bye, guys.
I'm going to keep the same energy. The only reason why I'm not going after Havertz yet is because I said you have to give them at least 5 games before you go after them.
Hey, man, you can go all you want, but at the end of the day, at the end of the season, we both know Chelsea will go above United, above Arsenal, so I don't care, man. We can go.
I'm giving him 3 more games, but realistically,
the difference between you lot and us, we don't talk the talk. We let our players walk the walk. You talk the talk to your players, and your players never walk the
Bro,
walk.
you guys didn't walk the walk. You lost. You lost today. What walk the walk? You lost.
The end of the season will sit. The end of the season will have this debate.
Your head's
We'll
gone.
have this debate.
Your head's gone.
Second game of the season doesn't mean shit.
Your head's gone. Your head's gone. I'm sorry. Your head's gone. Your head's gone.
If it doesn't,
Your head's gone.
why are you sitting there? I can tell how angry you are, bro. Like, seriously.
I am not. Honestly, I am not.
Your head's gone. Your head gone. Head gone.
Back to Miguel though. Miguel, if you want to start an agenda, start the bloody agenda.
Start it.
Just do
Yeah,
it, bro.
we don't care, man.
No one.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep the same energy. I'm not gonna.
No, but the thing is,
didn't
Miguel,
do shit for 5 games, and I wasn't on his back. So I'm gonna give Kai Havertz 5 games. After
Alright,
5th
cool.
game, if I don't see nothing, then I'm on.
I'm
I'm sure he cares very
no
much,
one
man.
cares when
No,
you
I
do
mean.
it, bro. No one cares when you do it. Just
Exactly.
do it. Just do it, fam.
KJ,
Just do the
just
agenda.
make a point.
Yeah, go on.
And this is me just being completely and genuinely honest. Yeah, I was more worried going into the Arsenal game than I was about this Chelsea game, and that's me being completely real. We've said what we've said about the Chelsea team. The problem they've got is they think it's all going to gel week 1. It's not going to gel week 1. Lampard doesn't have an identity. He doesn't have a clue what he's doing with the players that he's got. So God knows what's going to happen when it actually comes into when he's got all of his players available, because he doesn't know what he's doing with him. Playing Werner on the left, 0 sense. Havertz as a false 9 or whatever the hell he was doing. Mason Mount on the right when you got Callum Hudson-Odoi. And with Hudson-Odoi's pace, you can actually pin Robertson back, which takes away our attacking threat. And like, I've done my FA badges like that. These are just common sense things, and I don't understand why he wouldn't.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Lampard is not getting the best out of this team, and if he doesn't get the best out of this team, then the board need to sit down and find a solution to it.
So, question: do you think Liverpool played that well today?
No.
Yeah, I think there's not much to say about Liverpool. I thought they were just that's an average performance for Liverpool.
Yeah, we were just that bad.
We were just very bad. Yeah,
we were just that bad.
100%.
No,
guys, sorry, I've got to end the stream now. Listen, I appreciate everyone who's come on and done their bits. DT, appreciate you coming on, having your say, mate. It means a great deal. Make sure everyone shoots over to DTFC. The next episode's out now, I assume, bro.
Let's get it.
It's been fun. Hey, where's Jerry Springer gone anyway?
She had to go, bro.
Oh, did she have to go? She must have had to put her arms down, man. The amount of time she was waving them around. Jesus. My God. It's been fun. I love rattling all you Chelsea fans. And we'll see each other when we play each other.
We'll come for you whenever the season ends, Terry.
Cheers, mate.
Well, I love how far Kai is pushing back the smoke. Oh, when the season's ended, I'll come for you.
When the season ended.
Not game 3 or
because that's when it matters. KG,
no,
that's when it matters.
So angry,
now it doesn't matter.
I can see the steam coming out of his ears is so bad it shrunk his head. That's why the difference.
Wait, listen, them cans aren't big enough to hold the rage inside there, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, everyone who tuned in, thank you. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. Peace. And we'll see you all soon.